I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about this amazing verse in this week's Torah portion. It's one of those, you read them and maybe you skip because you don't really pay attention, you go too fast. But this is one of the most powerful verses to me in the entire Torah. It's a verse that speaks deeply about non-dual awareness, non-dual consciousness. And you'll see why. The verse is, and I'm going to tell you where to find it, so when you go home, you can open your Torah and look it up. A book of Deuteronomy, obviously, this is the penultimate Torah portion. So this is the end of the Torah. 2 weeks from now, we'll celebrate in this space Simchat Torah, the end of the past year of Torah study and the beginning of the new year. So this is it. This is the last couple weeks of the Torah year. So Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. It's somewhat easy to remember. 32:39. 32:39. Look it up. In Hebrew, it goes like this: Re'u ata, ki ani hu. Just that. I'll get back on this. Maybe I'll just start here. Re'u ata. See right now. Look right now. See right now. Know right now. Ki ani. That I am. That's what else can be said? Actually, nothing should be said after that. It continues. Ani hu. I am who? I am that. I am all there is. I am that. Ve'ein Elohim imadi. And there is nothing else but I am. There is nothing else but I am who manifests as everything. Ani amit ve'achaye. I am death and I am rebirth. I am death and I am life. Machatzti ve'ani erape. I am the wound and I am the healing. Which is after the High Holidays, or just opposed with the High Holidays, is quite a powerful, because this is the Torah portion that is read right now during the week of Yom Kippur at the same time. I am the wound and I am the healing. And we are in this profound process of becoming clear about our own wounds, psychological wounds, emotional wounds. Through the High Holidays, that phrase came to say, I am that as well. And I am the healing that comes from awakening and becoming conscious of the pain. Because we can't heal the pain without being aware of the pain. It's, again, see now. See now. Just see now, not tomorrow. You don't need to be, 30 years meditating on the cushion. It's happening right now, right now. It's right now. I mean, it will be now as well, 30 years from now on the cushion. It will be a different now, but it's still now. It's right now. And see, re'eh. Open your eyes, re'eh. No. Ki ani. Know that I am. I am. And I was saying, there is nothing to say after that, because there is nothing to say after that. Anything you say after that is not that. Right? It's true for us when we say I am, right? We can't stop ourselves because we have to qualify what I am is. So we say, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a doctor, I am a rabbi, I am a father, I am a mother, I am tall, I am short, I am joyful, I am sad, I am, right? We always put something after this, I am. But we never ask ourselves, what is this I am that is? Because we know ourselves to be before we are anything else that we qualify it with. Right? Because once upon a time we said, I am young. Well, that's no longer true, at least for me. I don't want to claim that truth for anyone else. But at least for me, it shows. Right? So I am young. That makes, and that does what? But the I am remains. The I am hasn't changed. The I am who said yesterday, I am young, okay, the day before yesterday, I am young, is the same I am that is saying, I am older. But inside of me, there's a knowing that is the same I am. I don't know my I am any differently today than I did 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I don't know about you, but when I said I am 20 years ago, it is the same I am that I'm speaking of today. The outer circumstances, everything goes after I am, might have changed. But the I am, that I claimed I am, didn't change. This like simple feeling of just being, this beingness within us, feels exactly the same decade after decade after decade. And we look in the mirror, but the outer shell looks different. But the I am that is looking at the outer shell in the mirror is not different. It's not different. So one of my teachers in meditation, Adyashanti, I was at a meditation retreat, and the theme for the retreat, it was days-long meditation retreat. I think it was 5 days, 6 days, I don't remember. The theme was, and we practiced that as a kind of a mantra, or the theme for the meditation retreat was, before I am this, before I am that, I am. And that's what this verse is telling us. Look right now. I am. And before I am this, before I am her, before I am him, before I am them, I am. And I am him, and I am her, and I am them, and I am this, and I am that. But before I am any of that, I am. And there is nothing else that can be said about it. Anything you say about I am, you qualify it, you enter into space and time, you qualify it, you're not, it's not it. You're missing it. So when we do inquiry into the nature of our I, the nature of our I, the I that says, I am spiritual, or I am not spiritual, or whatever we say about, the inquiry is, who is the I am you are reporting about? What is this I am you're talking about? Tell me about that I am. What is it? And most of the time, you and I would say, well, I am born in a male body. I am a male. What else can you say about I am? And then you give the list of the 300 different things that you qualify I am with. And then teacher goes, well, were you always I am young? No. So the I am young, cross it from the list, and through the list you go. Are you really that? Is it all that you are? Is it what defines I am? And you go through the list and you cross anything you put after I am until you discover that you're not anything that you qualify I am to be. You're simply I am. I am. Know that I am. Ani hu. I am what is. I am isness itself. You know, the teaching, I think it was Thich Nhat Hanh, if I'm not mistaken, who said, God doesn't exist. God is existence itself. Right? God doesn't exist. God is existence itself. That's what this is saying in this verse. Ani hu. I am isness. I am is. I am is. The English starts to, the grammar just is horrible. I am is. Just doesn't work in English. And in Hebrew it's also difficult because ani hu. I am it, I guess you would say. All right? I'm it. Whatever it is, I am. That's what I am is saying. Whatever it is, I am. Why? Because I am isness itself. I am existence itself. I don't exist. I am existence itself. So when people say, I don't believe in the existence of God, God would say, yeah, you're right. I don't exist. I am existence itself. Therefore, I am you. So how do you not believe in me? That is you. Do you exist? And you go, yeah, I exist. Then you believe in God. Because the only thing we can really say about ourselves, if all the qualifiers are come and go, right? They're impermanent. If all the qualifiers are impermanent, the only thing we can say about ourselves, really, truly, ultimately, is I exist. I exist. That's all I know. I exist. I am. Ani hu. Ve'ein Elohim imadi. Yes, I like that. Imadi means with me, together with me. There is no, literally there is no other God with me, together with me. There's nothing else. Nothing else exists because I am existence itself. There is no other God. If you're looking for another God, what are you looking for? I am everything. So that's why I can only translate this for me. I can only translate as I am that which manifests as everything. I am everything. I am death and I am birth. I am death and I am birth, meaning that I exist prior to death and birth. Right? Because death and birth are qualifiers. I am exists prior to death and birth. So who you are, who I am, who every I is, again the grammar, who every I is, never was born and never dies. I am. I always am. There is no possibility of I not amming. It just can't be. So I am death and rebirth. I am everything. I am the wound and the healing. I am the wound and the healing. I am the wound of ego and the healing from ego that returns me to my I am. And I love that because you need the wound in order to know the healing. See, Judaism is not, we're going to do only healing today. We're only going to do light and beauty. No, that's not. Judaism, we need the sin to transcend the inner sinner. It is required. It is necessary. There is no possibility of growing, of transcending, if there is not an obstacle to transcend. We need the obstacle. We need to fall in order to grow up. And in Judaism, it's included. It's not denied. It's like, no, come in. We're going to spend a whole day of fasting and a whole day of atoning because we need it. We need the sin in order to transcend it. There is no transcending. There is no moving beyond the ego if we don't deal with the ego. So we need to wrestle with it. We are God wrestlers. We are Israel, right? But in Judaism, it's like part and parcel of the journey. Everything is I am. You can't imagine that this is part of our tradition if you haven't come to Bet Aleph. I'm so sorry, it is true. Like, I was an Orthodox Jew for most of my young life. Studied the Torah page after page, kept the Shabbat, did all the prayers 3 times a day. I was the first in synagogue on Yom Kippur and the last one to leave. I was gung-ho about this for many different weird reasons. I'm working on those, the wound and the healing. The wound and the healing. Right? Nobody told me what these words meant. I often say this, but the first time I met my mentor, my Rabbi Ted, and he talked about Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, you can imagine as an Orthodox Jew, I was in my late 20s, I had said Shema Yisrael thousands of times. By then, I have no idea what it meant. I had no idea what it meant. And this rabbi sat in front of me, not just me, we were at a Torah study, and he started to explain what the verse in Deuteronomy meant. And I came to him at the end and I said, I hate you. He laughs. He can tell you that story. This is actually a true story. I said, I'm angry. He didn't expect that reaction, I can promise you. And he said, why are you angry? I said, I'm angry that it took me almost 30 years to understand that verse. I'm angry at all the rabbis that have come before you. Because the prayer books that I grew up with didn't have translations. It was Hebrew all the way, not even transliteration, forget about it. It's just Hebrew from the first to the last page of very thick books. And you discover this in your own Torah, and you say, who were these people, these enlightened beings thousands of years ago in the land of Israel, in Jerusalem, at the temple, that had this, clearly were awakened, who wrote this thing to tell us truth. It's written, it's right in our millennia-old text. And we forgot. It's not that we forgot, we lost. I always say, it's like, in order to be able to read these words the way we read these words here, you have to have special glasses. There are special glasses that you put on, and then when you read, you go, oh, that's what this means. And I think we lost the glasses along the way. We misplaced them. Everybody misplaces their glasses. Come on, we know that's the truth. Keys and glasses. And I think that's what happened. I think we lost the ability to see this. And from time to time, those schools of Kabbalah rediscovered them and worked from them and recreated the spiritual journey that led our ancestors, who were awakened masters, rediscovered their teachings from that place. So we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to heal the wound and know the I am that is before anything else. Ken Yehi Ratzon.